Do you want to challenge yourself more, but you struggle with fear or anxiety? We all know how it feels. Your heart rate gets faster, your breathing gets faster and shallow. You get sweaty palms, butterflies in your tummy, or maybe you're even nauseous. Shaky knees. It's not a very comfortable feeling, and I used to get quite nervous when I felt myself getting these symptoms. They're actually somatic or physiological symptoms of anxiety. And I'll get nervous because I believe that I just wouldn't be able to ski as well if I had these symptoms. But with time throughout my career, I understood that a certain amount of activation, or arousal as we call it, is actually really good for getting focused. And I understand now that it's my body preparing itself for action. And now I tell myself, come on, bring it on. Let's go. This is good. But what happens if the symptoms get too strong? Well, there's something you can do about that, and I'm going to show you a really super simple but very effective technique to help you calm down. Because if the symptoms get too strong, it does change how we can focus. We start focusing much more on threatening things, because in fact, the fear response is part of your sympathetic nervous system that senses some kind of danger or threat, and it activates our flight, fright, or freeze response. This doesn't have to only be physical danger. In fact, most of the time it's not physical, it's more emotional. It's like a fear of failure, or a fear of embarrassing ourselves, or maybe it's a fear of the unknown, such as when you're skiing a line that you've never skied before, or hitting a cliff that you don't know. So before these symptoms get too strong and start controlling us, let's do something about it. This technique is breath control. So what I want you to do is try out this technique with me now. So we're going to put our hands here on the side of our ribs, and I'd like you to breathe into the count of 7, and then hold your breath for the count of 4, and then exhale for the count of 8, and really focusing your awareness on the feeling of the breath going out, because emphasizing the exhalation phase of our breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the rest and digest response. It's the counterpart of the sympathetic nervous system. It's either one or the other is active. So we want to be like, hey, parasympathetic nervous system, wake up. We need you here. So really focusing on the feeling of that exhale. So let's try it together now. You can place your hands on your ribs or just have them by your side, and really try and expand your rib cage sideways into your hands. So we're going to breathe in to the count of 7. Hold our breath for 4 seconds. And then exhale to the count of 8. And really putting our awareness on the feeling of that breath going out. Repeat that a couple of times when you're in stressful situations or when you feel like you need to calm down, and you'll find you're going to get a sense of being more stabilized and centered and definitely more relaxed.